Welcome to the Arsenal Antics podcast, Arsenal versus Man United, with myself, Sparta, alongside the usual suspects, Swings and Squirrels. So today we have a different kind of show. We have a couple Arsenal fans in the chat. I just want to big up Naya, Taz, and obviously myself. Yeah, and we got a couple United fans as well, a couple ops in the building.
Trust.
Obviously, we had to get them in there to discuss the game and that. The person, I'm not going to lie, my personal favorite, there's someone in here that I wanted to get on specifically, and it was Naya. Now, if you don't know about her, she's usually on the timeline rattling United fans, so I'm going to start with her. Naya, how did you feel the game went today?
I thought the game was quite surprising to me because when I saw our lineup, I knew that Arsenal were coming in slightly weaker than we normally would have. So I expected United to kind of like take onus on that and come with it and, beat us really. But they didn't. So I was quite surprised. I was quite happy with that because, I had a feeling that we were going to lose because of who we had out. But I think Arsenal held their own to some extent. And if anybody should be disappointed more, it should be Man United because they definitely had the chance to capitalise and they didn't. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I hear that. You know what, Bizzo, I've got something for you because I'm not going to lie. I've been hearing a lot of talk about Anthony, Thierry Henry, Marshall, Luke, Roberto, Carlos, Shaw, and them man there, United title challenges. We're going to win the league. It's coming back to Manchester. What? Bro, where was the main man Fernandes today? Because I forgot he was playing. I'm not even going to lie to you. I know we never forgot, bro. So what happened?
He was missing. He was missing. No one was able to see him today. He was missing. I think these type of games are just these type of games, to be fair, man. I don't think he's a big top six type of player. I haven't seen anything from him so far, but I am a fan of him when it comes to the things that he does and the last minute deliveries and stuff, what he does. But today he was missing, man. I'm not gonna go him back in today. We played poor. We should have capitalized, but we didn't. I think Oli set up to actually just stay in the game because we played two strikers and we had a diamond in the midfield. Cavani's old, Rashford was our only outlet, and he was playing out of position. So yeah, man, Bruno was even there as well. The only thing that he does well for this game was pressing. He done well in terms of the pressing, but other than that, he was just missing, man.
Okay, fair enough. Swings, I know you're itching to say something, so chat to me. What's going on?
Nah, man. In Arsenal side, I think we had a good game. Like I'm not even upset with performance. We had another clean sheet, another good defensive display. We don't have really a given right to beat Man United, even though I think that we can beat Man United and they're not a better team than us. We don't. They're top of. They were top of the league for a reason, innit? So coming back from our run that we played so poor, we don't really have a given right to beat them, but our team stood up and I think we done well as a team, innit? And we had the better chances to win the game. And I just felt because we were missing our key players like Saka that are decisive in key moments in the game, people like Aubameyang that can score at any given moment, if they were on the pitch, it would have been a different game, especially if Tierney was there as well. So I'm happy with the guy's performance. I'm looking into context. We're in a good run. We've been undefeated in a few games and yeah, I'm just upset that we didn't beat Man United because they're their team, innit? Literally, I just think they're dead, innit? And I just think they're just overhyped a bit. But I think that we should have just took them to the sword a bit. But given the players that are missing, I can't really complain at Arsenal, innit?
Okay, Jay Berry, you know me, bro. I'll be calling a PE teacher. He's like work and whatnot. And it's like, you know what? One thing I've noticed, every time he's backed Arsenal, since we've had Arteta, he's never beaten us.
I feel like it's a thing where Oli sometimes gets his tactics right, sometimes he doesn't. Managers, as they come and go, some people are just successfully better than beating other managers. It's like if you look at like the likes of Mourinho, he always seemed to have Wenger. Like he had his number for most of the times that they met each other in the Premier League, no matter which club Mourinho was at. And I feel like Arteta has all his number at the moment. He just hasn't seemed to beat him. He's beaten Tuchel, he's beaten Klopp, He's beaten most of the other managers or like the big managers in world football, but just hasn't managed to beat Arteta. I don't know why.
But you know what?
Man.
This is an open question because me personally felt like that game, it could have been won in the second half. Now, Naya, do you personally agree with Arteta's a certain player? Like, did he implement it, or do you think that was the moment where, you know what, we kind of lost the game? Because me personally, when I saw him, I was chilling in it, and I looked up and I saw the afro, and I just thought, oh Lord have mercy. I thought this is just gonna get long. So why? So why do you think he's bringing him on? Why?
Do you know what? I can't lie. I was almost fuming. I was this close to fuming when I saw him coming on. But I have to admit that Martinelli was a little bit off the pace. And I think because he's also just returning from injury and kind of getting back to match fitness, I don't think he would have been able to play 90. And even if he did, I'm not really sure how effective he would have been in the final third. I don't want to see that afro either. And honestly, if we had any other option, I think Arteta would have brought him on. But at the end of the day, he had to. And you know, he had his normal nonsense performance, like missed a shot. You know, he had a few good passes, like link ups with Smith Rowe and Cedric, but other than that, he was quite meaty. So what I will say is that I think I'm not really sure what there was on the bench to change the game. I think the onus was on the players on the pitch to kind of step it up, which I think they did do in the second half, which I think is why people are saying Arsenal had the better chances, even though United had lots of close calls. I think the reason why they're saying we had better chances was just because of how we stepped up in the second half.
Yeah. Nah. Sure. Personally, for me, like, I don't know how I feel about today's game. Like, part of me is angry, part of me is upset, and part of me is just like, you know what, that was a great opportunity to go. I think we would have went level on points with Tottenham, and obviously we would have kind of shown, you know, because I've not, like, Arsenal's got a trend, yeah. Whenever United are beat and run, we just need to hit, and that's what I was hoping today. All the tweets, I was ready. Where do you think this game takes both teams, especially United? Where do you think it takes you now that it was a draw?
I would say with the run of fixtures that we've had, especially like the Liverpool game, not losing to Liverpool, and then beating them in the league. No, beating them in the cup. It was just like, all right, cool, beat them in the cup, whatever. And then being at the top of the league for a bit, cool. What, like 2 weeks? No, a week, whatever, however long it was. It's a thing where with the fixtures that with the fixtures that the team has coming up, if they can maintain not losing, they could potentially stay in and around second or third place. Because I know I looked at the table earlier after the game, and Leicester are, I think, 2 points behind United with a game in hand. So,
but if
like,
you finish third, is that progress from last season?
I wouldn't say it's progress. However, it's a thing where, you know, like just the way that the teams performed in some of these games, it's in comparison to last season, it's a stark difference. Like it's a night and day difference, because some of the performances last season, I was just like, oh my days. Like, people was talking about Man United, I'm like, I don't want to hear it. Like, don't talk to me about this team. But then, okay, cool. We've gone and had some fantastic results. PSG away, Leipzig away, and then we've had some poor results, like losing to both of those teams. So it's a thing where the team has showed moments of brilliance, and there's been moments of lacking in concentration. So I would say because of the highs, it balances out the lows, but the highs have been very high in comparison to last season when there were no highs. Like if there were any, they would not anywhere near the level that they have been this season. So I would say there's improvement in that sense, but they just need to switch on and learn to stop conceding like silly goals or going 1-0 down to then turn around a fixture to then win a game.
Yeah, but you know what? But you see, you're saying
I don't think that's sustainable for you guys at all.
You haven't got a result against a top team, so how can you sustain that? If all good beating the teams, but whenever you go to a big team, you guys just fold or you don't do anything. So, and it's like you don't have a striker who's gonna win you matches. Like today, you had the chance, Rashford, and what did he do? He thought he was Ronaldinho. He missed the. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that was a chance. That wasn't a chance.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It
I'll give him
was
that. It was
Rashford.
a hard
That
one.
was poor from Rashford. That was poor. That was very poor.
No, I don't think
As
that's
a
a
Man
chance. If you know,
United
if you
fan,
got no
I said it
football,
time.
yeah. If you know football, yeah.
As a Man
You
United
know
fan,
football,
I've said
yeah.
it time and time again. Yeah, I said
That was obviously
Rashford's
gonna get
decision making. It's a thing where if Rashford has too much time to think on the
You
ball,
got to go back and
he often makes the wrong decision. When he's a ball's come over and his first instinct is I need to shoot, that's often when he scores the goals. So I just feel like he needs to work on his decision making. But
I don't care. You're a striker, just score. If you're on that
he's not a
chance,
striker.
score.
He's not a striker.
But you play him there.
That's what everyone says though.
No,
But
he's
if
not.
that Saka's scoring that. I'll be real, Saka's
That's
scoring
fine.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Saka's decision making is better than Rashford's when it comes to shots like that.
That's shocking.
It's not. I don't
For
think
Rashford's age, that's really poor.
Exactly.
I don't think it's better than Rashford.
It is.
Like
I
don't think decision making. No, it's not. I don't think so.
I'm not gonna sit back and be like, oh, he's young, he's got time because he's now 23. He's almost 100 goals. He's been doing this at the top level for like 4 seasons minimum. So like consistently, anyways. So it's like at this stage in his career, he really should be a lot better with his decision making. But everyone's progress in football is different, so I can't be like, oh, he needs to do this, he needs to do that, because that's easy for me to say sitting on my couch.
My objectives do you know what Arsenal's objective right now is that we just need to finish as high as possible. That's literally our objectives right now because we're in a position where our senior players are having to look at the younger players, and that's shocking. And right now, as much Arteta does a lot of things that annoy me, he's also done a lot of good things. I have to be real. And it's like, this is not his team. He's inherited a team full of players that are used to slacking off and dependent on a lot of other players. For example, we still got Deadwood in the team, like Mustafi. He needs to be sold. He's chilling there. He shouldn't be in that team. Xhaka, for me, I've just accepted that he's going to be in that Arsenal team until the end of time. But he shouldn't be starting. Xhaka should be a bench player, like a 60th minute player, 70. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at Liverpool, players like Ketia, they're not starting, they're on the bench. That's what Xhaka should be for us. So I think Arteta's just basically trying to find his identity in the squad, and he's trying to see who's fighters and who's not up to the challenge. That's personally what I believe. I don't know, Naya, if you think I'm right or wrong, or I don't know. Do you agree?
Yeah, I'm one of Arteta's biggest fans. Like I think he's a very good coach, and like I support him wholeheartedly. So I agree with you that our objective this season is definitely to finish higher than last season, which we finished 8th. And I'm muted again.
No.
Oh right, yes. What do you call it? To finish higher, and then also if we can go on and win the Europa League, that would be very good. I think our squad right now, from what Arteta showed me, he has his key players. Like I think the team that we played against Southampton, probably minus Tierney and Aubameyang, I think that's basically our first team. And so I feel like when I see how we play with the chemistry we have with that squad, I see the vision and I see like what Arteta could do with much better players. And I think where Arsenal mostly get let down is in our squad depth and then in our players' inability to play at full strength for multiple games in the season. You see, like sometimes they have ups, they have downs. I think if he gets more consistent players of a higher quality, he'll be able to produce a lot more. So yeah, I think our main objective is to get Europe next season and fingers crossed Champions League. And yeah, those are our objectives for this season, I think.
I don't know how he's going to do it, but somehow getting the Champions League. I feel like that's the main one because for a while it was like, oh, we need to win a cup, and I just feel like we need to get into the Champions League. I don't know via top 4 or Europa League. I'm gonna go with Europa League because top 4 sound like a bit of a stretch. Although it can be done, I'm not writing them off, but I just don't see enough consistency. We are consistent, but at the moment, but I don't see I don't have the belief that we're gonna go the whole season doing this. Do you get it? So I don't want to say top 4. I'd say top 6. But even that, I don't know. It's just like it's a weak top six with Arsenal. I'm not saying we're defo getting top six. You know what I'm saying? I'm still not convinced that we're the team that, yeah, we're fighting again. We're competitive again. So I just feel like one way or another, our main objective is to get in Champions League and obviously finish in a better position than we did last season, because that was just terrible. But again, I'm not gonna, be at Arteta's neck in it. He came in and cleaned up Emery's mess, and to be fair, he's still cleaning it up. So yeah, I feel like that's the main objective, like to get into Champions League, and obviously, again, like Naya said, depth. I think I said that in the last show as well, that our depth is not it's not the greatest, because when we played Southampton Southampton in the FA Cup, like every other team was rotating, and it was okay for every other team to rotate. It was just that when Arsenal done it, the players didn't step up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like Arteta, like, he couldn't not rotate. He had to rotate. And then when he did, like, the players didn't come in and back him. So it's like, these players that I'm rotating with, I'm going to have to use them anyway, because there's not enough players. So yeah, I just feel like we need more depth again, and we need to be in the Champions League.
But you know, this is the question as well I've been thinking of. The Taz, do you actually think that there's actually a difference between the United and the Arsenal squads? Not even just based on today, but in general. Like, do you think that there's a clear gap between Ole and Arteta? Or do you think it's really not that deep? It's just one team just has more funds, and they happen to be on a better run of form at the moment.
Yes, literally the latter, bro. Like, they literally happen to be on a better form at the moment. Car, really and truly, when you look at it, our team is not shit, bro. Like, there's certain deadwood players that need to leave, but our team is not shit. Like, our team has the capability to be up there, but it's just the fact that, yeah, we're going through changes. Obviously, Arteta's been there for a while now, so players are used to him, but they're still going through a transition period where we're trying to get into a rhythm of just winning games and winning titles, bro.
Yeah. Izzo, what do you think as well? Do you think that there's a difference between the two squads, or like do you think basically Ole is clear of Arteta in the sense where he's got a clear vision, he knows what he wants to do, and Arteta right now is still finding his feet? That's why Arsenal are in such a low position, because let's be real, Arsenal are still a big team. We might not be showing it now, but we are still a big team. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think Arteta definitely he knows what he wants to do. He just doesn't have the players. That's the only thing. Where Ollie's has the one up, he's got rid of the dead wood. I still think, some Man United players, man for man, are better than Arsenal. I'm not saying Arsenal are dead. I just think we just have better players in it, and it's just not a coincidence that we're on a good run. I think we're a quality team. I just feel like Arsenal's a great team. They've got a great manager. They just don't have the players yet. That's the thing, and you need to get rid of a lot of players. So like your whole back four, some midfielders, some strikers as well. So you got a lot of getting rid of to do.
Now, do you know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of think, I kind of agree. But for me, is that United always seem to go on this amazing little run, then it comes to a halt, and it's like some of your players, they're overhyped. Like today, for example, Fernandes is the main man, and I just feel like if he gets injured or he has a bad run of form, you man are finished. Whereas Arsenal's main man
I don't think so.
do you know what it is? Aubameyang hasn't been playing well all season due to personal issues, whatever. But we're learning to play well without him. I don't know if you man can do the same. That's the point.
I reckon.
You know what I'm saying?
I reckon we can play. If you look at cool. I reckon we can do the same, but I don't know. I think we've had a great run of games, and the team kind of knows. Like the players know each other's roles, if that makes sense. So they've given Fernandes that free role to lose the ball and try and find those passes. And you're right. I think if he does come off the team, it will kind of be hard, but I'm sure there'll be someone to fill in for him, if that makes sense. They won't be able to do the same. Don't have the same ability as him, but I don't think the team will break down without him like that, if that makes sense.
I think why United got let off and swing screws. Like you can back me up or challenge me on this year. I think Partey had a poor game today. That's why he's off. I generally think if Partey had a good game, like the game he had when we went to
He
your
would have
team,
bossed it. He would have bossed it.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Today, personally, for me, like he wasn't poor, but he wasn't his usual standard. You
Yeah,
know?
no, that's the worst I've seen Partey still, but he still played decent, but it was the worst I've seen him.
But this is how bad we are as a club. Yeah, it's the worst game he's had. But if I was to draw 5 of our best players, his name's in there.
Yeah.
That's bad because he didn't. He gave the ball away like what 3-4 times today. That's a lot for Partey. That's a lot. 3 or 4 times is a lot.
I think the
I
whole
think it was
team
on him though. I think there was a plan, Skills. I think there was a game plan to get on the Partey because I think United noticed that he's your best player. Because every time he had the ball, there were like 2 players onto him, like onto him.
I don't think he was poor because United were onto him. I think he was poor because he was poor. Like that was it. Like he was the passes that normally go on, his long range passing, his through balls and stuff like that. They weren't coming off, which is okay. I think players are allowed to have an off day, and everyone knows what Partey's quality is. And yeah, today he just had an off day, to be honest, and it did affect us a lot in the midfield because when he's on his game, we definitely do move forward a lot quicker. We get out of transition a lot quicker, and he's able to like get the ball back a lot quicker for us as well. So him being on poor today was it had an effect on us. But I think Xhaka stepped up quite well in covering for Partey's like poor performance. I don't think it was terrible. I think he was just poor performance. And but yeah, even with all that, United's midfield in itself didn't. I don't think you guys caused our midfield that many problems. I think it was quite even between the two.
I don't know. I can't pick a player from the United and say like my man was a threat. Like I feel like
Cavani was their biggest threat.
Bruno was
Did not.
missing. I think
Cavani threat. Did nothing. That's literally how he managed.
Cavani was
from like 1 yard out. I would never know. Taz, I wanted to hear your opinion on Williams' cameo today. His second half cameo.
Bro, you see, whenever I see that guy on the pitch, I just get vexed, man. Like he jumps on the ball and he loses it within 5 seconds. Like, so I can't take that guy serious. I don't know what I want him away from my team. Get him gone. William out.
Yeah, but you know what?
Today,
but today, how did you judge his performance today? Because he wasn't his usual bad self. He had a golden chance, and I don't know if he tapped it, if he blew it. I don't know what he done, but yeah.
No, but bro, you see that chance there. There's other players who are putting that away. Man tiptoed up to the ball before he took a shot, like he's taking a penalty. So I don't know what's going on. Because really and truly, if Martinelli takes shooting that, he's scoring that.
No, it's true.
As bad as Willian played, out of every Arsenal performance, that was his best one.
Well,
since the Fulham game,
yeah.
But even in that match there, you can see how shit he is, though. Like, I'm not because you can see like there was times, man. Pablo was like, Suarez, Cedric. Yeah, it was like, Cedric was like, run forward. William just wants to get it and be a passenger and pass it to the better players, innit? You know what I'm saying? But like overall, what is it a better point for Arsenal or is it a better point for Man United?
I would say it's about even, but I would sway towards United only because had United lost to Arsenal, it would have been the way that the league, the top 5 teams are in the league right now. It would have been a thing where, okay, cool, that not capitalizing against Liverpool, all right, fair enough. It ended the draw, and then to lose now to Arsenal, after the loss midweek, it would have been like, yeah, okay, cool. The guys got to the top of the table, got a bit excited, and forgot how to play, and then it would have been climbing back up the mountain again. I'm not saying United going to win the league, but it would have been a thing where it would have been harder. It had the rival teams capitalized on the shortcomings of the team today.
Fair enough. So you know what? We're getting to that part of the show, where about an Arsenal antic. Since as it's obviously Arsenal versus United, Josh, you can do a United antic. It can be good or bad. I want to start with Skrills. What was your Arsenal antic for the week?
My Arsenal antic for the week is this. I don't know, you know. I don't. Who had a poor game, bro? No one really had an individual sticker. Like there wasn't a sore thumb for me. However, I do believe William should have scored that chance, man.
100%.
I do believe we should have scored that chance. That changes the whole game. You know, it changes the narrative of the game. It changes everything. Do you know what I'm saying? It makes 11 Man United players think, what do we do? Do we try and respond all guns blazing amazing, or do we just defend and hope Cavani, Rashford, and Martial does something like? Do you know what I'm saying? And he should have scored. Like, I don't know how long William's been in the Prem, like, bro. And the thing is, he's got this quality. So him not scoring that was just like, and I didn't even see it. I told you, man, in the group chat. I went outside for like 5 seconds, and I come back to see that afro, and I was thinking, hold on a minute, why is he on the pitch? And I thought, all right, he's on there anyway. And you man are talking about, nah, William should have scored that. I'm thinking, what's going on? I've gone back on Twitter to see what he missed. I was like, all right, cool, yeah, this guy, that's it. There's no more lifelines for you, bro. Like, so for me, it's him. And the fact that I'm even saying his name, I want to say someone else's name because we say his name too much as an Arsenal antic. Like, it's too much now. I don't know what Arteta has to do, but that brother's got to get pushed in summer. So like, he's got to cut. He has to cut along with his hair as well, but he's got to cut. Yeah, that's my Arsenal antic.
Naya, what's your Arsenal antic? It can be good or bad for this week.
I'll do a good one. I'll say David Luiz's saving of that free kick, I think, was very good. I think that's why he got man of the match as well. But that was a very close call for us, I can't lie. I think he had a good game defensively. I was a little bit worried about him versus Cavani because we all know Cavani's quite a tricky striker. But I think he held his own. So I'd say when he saved that free kick, definitely was one of my antics for this week.
All right, cool. Josh, have you got a Man United antic, good or bad?
I would say that the antic, as far as our goals, like the team kept a clean sheet today. It could have been worse. Obviously, there were chances that the team didn't capitalize on individual players, individual mistakes. Football is a game of on the day. Like, it doesn't matter how good or bad form a player's in. One goal can change that. One miss can change your run of form. But I feel like a clean sheet coming off the back of a loss midweek is something to look to be positive about, especially with it being such a big rival. So I'll just take. I'm happy with the draw. Like, could have always gone worse.
All right, cool. My Arsenal antic for the it's not really something to pick up, but it annoyed me. I think it was Lacazette's chance. I think in the half when he decided to shoot from 20 yards out, and Martinelli left. I think it was 3 against 2, and I was thinking, had you looked up, you could have played a pass to Martinelli, and I think Pepe was on the side. But if you chosen a better option, I'm not saying he would have scored, but it could have been something that sometimes I think he's on a good run of form right now. Rightly so, his confidence is up, but it's like those are the small decisions in a match that can get 3 points from the 1 point to that for me was the only thing. So I'm saying, so I'm gonna lay off William for 1 week. I'm backing him next week. Taz, your Arsenal antic.
I'm gonna give it a good one still. I say from the Southampton game till today, Pepe's stepped up a little bit. You know, his confidence, like you said, is there.
Yeah.
Like, fam, man's doing 100 step overs in how many seconds outside the box?
He's on Luke Shaw, you know. Luke Shaw can't handle Pepe.
Nah, could have managed it still, but yeah, so I'm gonna give a good antic to Pepe for this week still.
Actually improved. last 2 games, I've seen a better player than what he's been before. But I've got to kind of give him a little thumbs up for that. But I want to see it because there's definitely a player in there right
Yeah,
now.
he's got to stay consistent with it, man.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
Man, them Leno, top 3 keeper in the league. No one can tell me different. My man is solid. Yeah, my man is solid.
Top 3.
And bro, top 3. I'm telling you. And Martinez is in that top 3. Martinez in top, bro. My man's top 3. My man's solid. He's better than De Gea this season, anyway.
Yeah, 100,
and last
100,
season.
100.
Do you get what I'm saying? So 100, but that save as well. That
I
Fred,
mean, for the
Fred done a
last 2
little thing.
seasons,
Yeah, Fred, that little shot that he tried to do, but Leno's in goal. That's not gonna score. You're not gonna score that with Leno in goal. I'm just letting man know. So man, have a big up Leno. I've been telling man about Leno. He's a good keeper, man, and keep up the performances. Another clean sheet, bruv. That's my Arsenal antics. All
right, calm. So before we wrap up the show, we have our Arsenal ratings for the defense, midfield, and attack. So Naya, I want you to rate our midfield today.
Okay, our midfield was quite disappointing today. Obviously, I think Xhaka was the best out. Do I rate them individually or just as a whole?
Just whole out, overall out of 10.
Okay, overall out of 10, I'd give them a 7. I think Xhaka carried them. I think Smith Rowe had some bright moments. So yeah, I think I'll give them a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Spurs.
You say defense?
Yeah.
I want to say 6, but that's so harsh because Man United didn't score. Yeah, I'll probably say 7 as well, man.
7.
I mean, they didn't. Yeah, Man United didn't score. Then, like, Leno had a part to play in that. But I just don't think there was enough. Like, United just didn't take their chances, innit? That's all it was. They did get in behind a few times. Like, I don't know. I didn't really see Holding like that today. You know what I'm saying? And off lately, he's been in the games, but I didn't.
Holding was clearing everything.
From he had his head on everything.
He was heading everything out the box.
You know what? Yeah, that's like.
He's usually like more times. It's like you can see him. I get what you're saying, though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the basic. You're tall, lad. Get rid of those. You know what I'm saying? So and it's like now that Holding's been doing that consistently, it's like cool. He's got that side of on lock now, isn't it? As a defender, if you're tall and you're centre half, you're supposed to get rid of him. He's got that unlocked. So, like, I can't credit a fish for swimming. Do you get me? So, like, other than that, I didn't really see him as I've been seeing him in our recent games. So yeah, yeah, man, I'm just gonna give them a 7. It was just an okay performance from our backline. It wasn't mad. And if anyone was standing out, it was Cedric again. I feel like I don't know if it's me. Like I don't know. You guys tell me if you're wrong. If I'm wrong, yeah. I feel like Cedric is getting a bit ping happy, like just pinging it everywhere. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he does a long ball all the time.
No,
it's very annoying sometimes. It's very frustrating. I'm like, bro, just keep the ball.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, man, I'll give him 7.
Taz, what would you rate our forward line to?
It's like looking like a 7 as well. Obviously, we didn't score, but we had the chances there. Yeah, if we did put them away, then I probably would have pushed it out to like an 8, 8.5.
Okay. And Swings, what would you rate our manager as a whole today?
I'll give him bro. I'll give him I would have gave him a 9, yeah. Only because like against Ole, he has it on lock, fam. Ole can't come and try face Arteta because he's got it on lock in it. But he brought on Willian, bruv. And for me, he crossed the line there, bruv. Because even when I saw, do you know what's funny? I went past his interview after the game. He said that he put on Willian because he saw we were lacking in certain parts of the game, so he brought on Willian. Yeah, I'm saying. But like, and he's not taking anything away from Martinelli's performance. But to me, it just didn't make sense, innit? But like, you have to give it to him, fam. Like, Ole cannot beat Arteta, fam. It's peak. Do you know what I'm saying? So man, I'll give him an 8 still. I'll give him an 8.
Okay, and Josh, as a whole, what would you give your team, like general rating?
I can't really speak onto this performance because I didn't see the game and I've only seen like a few of the highlights. However, I will take the draw as an improvement to the loss from midweek. I know like the loss was it's a thing where the second goal was conceded by an own goal and it was nothing could have been done about that. So it was a harsh loss, but that's football, isn't it? So to speak on the team, I would say that right now, because they're kind of maintaining this run of unbeaten, like I don't like to they're unbeaten in however many games. Like it's a thing where that doesn't mean anything if the performances aren't too consistent. I know this is a consistent thing where not losing away from home has been a thing. So I'll give them like a 7 in it. Like it's something to look forward to and something to build on, because if the home form picks up and can be what the away form is, then the team will be doing a lot better.
Obviously, that's the end of the show. So I just want to big up everyone. Big up the Man United supporters, the ops. Obviously, big up also all my Arsenal people that has Squirrels Swings as you. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, the Twitter page, and also look out for the Instagram posts and some of the snaps. Big up everyone.